Hello, hunters. Welcome back to the Daily Hunt. I'm Henry, professional trader and investor, and one of the top 14 guys in the US Investing Championship. It's been a tough year for me this year as a swing trader. There's been a lot of up and downs, volatility, and other issues that we've had in the markets. I'm hoping this daily show helps you guys understand the markets a little bit better, make some wise decisions, and give you guys some new opportunities and ideas for the week to come. Now, today is the 2nd of January, first day back after the holidays for everybody. It's a Friday, so there's also that issue of it being a Friday. And we have no market data this week whatsoever. Next week is going to be a busier week and a better week to trade, but I wanted to cover the current situation with the markets because this is a daily show and it's a day where the markets are open. Let's go right into my analysis of the market. There is no analysis of the fundamentals and the data today. There is no data to talk about. Okay, so this is stocks on Wednesday before New Year's Day. New Year's Eve. This is what happened with stocks. There was a considerable sell-off here, except for Nike. As you can see at the bottom here, Nike did quite well. Everything else sold off, and unfortunately, my portfolio suffered a little bit on those last 2 days of the market and dropped down my performance. But overall, it's been a good performance for the year. I'm quite happy with my performance so far, around 65%. I've gained those 3 or 4% that I lost on the last 2 days, today anyway. So around the 70% mark for the year in my stock portfolio. And it's been a good year. I'm happy with it. I've outperformed the S&P 500, which is what I was looking to do. And I've done it by being completely transparent with you guys and sharing my trades, sharing my thoughts, sharing my perspective on the markets. So make sure you guys subscribe for the new year. As you can see here, quite bad. But if we look at the weekly, it was also quite negative. Tesla, one of my biggest holdings, underperformed. United Health, another holding of mine, did fairly well. We had, what else do we have in the portfolio? We had eBay, which performed quite well. And Baidu, in the last few days, shone in the market. So we had a nice move in Baidu, and today in pre-market it is up another 11%, hitting that all-time high level, or around that all-time high level of 147 on the share price. So overall quite good. Nike moving quite well. T-Mobile is one that I bought, and it's moving quite well, with telecommunications doing quite well at the end of the year. So yeah, CVS, we were looking at that one, we didn't buy. But overall, this is where the situation was. The monthly for December, we had Tesla move quite well. As I discussed, I traded Tesla, and I've been holding Tesla for a number of weeks, since November, late November. We've had what else have I got in my portfolio that has moved well? Can't see anything here yet. Overall, quite good. Palantir is another one. Okay, so Palantir is another one in the portfolio. But yeah, overall quite mixed. Rotations happening. I've talked about the rotations throughout the last few episodes of the Daily Hunt, and it's been a fairly volatile market to trade. It's been an up and down market. So as soon as we see some momentum with a stock, we end up seeing a sell-off. So our profits get eaten away. We take a trade because the breakouts are there, the setup is there, and then it fails. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag with the latter part of the month seeing these NASDAQ 100 stocks moving a little bit better. Okay, crypto today, green. And we've seen it green since the first, so since yesterday. Here in the UK, it's a bank holiday. it's a national holiday. You take the day off. And Bitcoin, Ethereum moving quite well. We've had some of our positions like Chiliz do quite well. Zcash has done fairly well. We've been holding those for about 10 days to 2 weeks now, and they've performed quite well in the zones that we bought. I'll be explaining that later. And we're looking at meme coins that are doing well today, like Doge is doing well. Popcat has done well. We've seen Shiba and also Pepe do quite well. Cardano gaining here, with Chainlink also gaining in the last 24 hours. And these are two that I'm looking to invest in, with AVAX also a opportunity that I'm looking at. Overall, the market is just starting to build momentum, so I'm not looking to go in aggressive or buy or position all of my capital in crypto yet. But I've ended up buying a bit of Bitcoin, a bit of Ethereum at these 3,000 level for Ethereum, around 89 point something K for Bitcoin. And like I said, I hold Chiliz, I hold Zcash, which has done well in the last couple of weeks. And I'm looking to buy maybe Cardano and Link and a few other ones that are setting up today. I'll discuss a few ideas if I see some opportunities that we can speak about today. Overall, the market's looking quite good in crypto. There's a bit of a pickup. It's consolidated quite a lot. It's the new year. Retail traders usually like to buy in the new year with the idea of making some money. And the stock market is also doing quite well today. So it's looking positive. We just can't get ahead of ourselves. We have to let the setups guide us. And so far, the setups that we've taken, like the ones I mentioned, Zcash, Chiliz, have done quite well. And like I said, I'm buying small positions, starter positions in Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then we'll add on as I see further momentum and confirmation on my strategy. With that being said, I think now we can move on to the technical analysis of all the markets, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Russell, VIX. We'll be covering the dollar. We'll be covering gold, cryptos, the charts, what I'm seeing, the zones that I'm looking at with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe some ideas. And then I'll be sharing maybe a few ideas at the end of this episode as well. I've seen a few opportunities today, especially in the Chinese market. It's two opportunities that I like, and I'm going to be talking about that during the course of this episode. Okay, I think we can start with crypto, and it's quite interesting, the setup that we're seeing here with crypto. I've spoken about it in previous episodes, and how I'm really liking the fact that we're seeing this. Apologies, I was like, we're seeing this resistance. We're seeing this resistance around this area here now, around 19.5, 89. Under 89, for me, it was a short leaning market. And I was looking at whether it was going to create a consolidation that we could potentially trade. So far, it's looking quite good. And we are setting up quite nicely here. But, without clearing this 90.5 level, 90.6, we're not really going to move in to the 98 and then 101. My target on this trade that I've just placed today is around the 100, well, around 98 first of all, and then maybe around 101, 102. I think you'll find some resistance there. The risk reward is quite nice, around 1 to 3. If it does pay off and it ends up becoming a bigger swing, we're then looking at 107, 108 before we get any resistance. That'll be due to momentum. If there's significant momentum, then it will be it will go to those levels, in my opinion, and then maybe dip with another leg up for all-time highs again. It's looking quite good. As you can see here, there's a quite dense zone, consolidated quite nicely here, broken the trend line on this channel. So the descending channel here broken. We've had higher highs being developed. we now need to develop we've had a higher low developed here, 1, 2, and we need a higher high to be developed. So higher lows throughout, restructuring, consolidating. Now, if it fails, then we have to go back down to 80 or less. If we move up higher, we have to actually see a clearance of this zone. So 94 would definitely go, and then we probably come into around 98 with a dip, and then maybe another leg up if we're lucky. Okay, so if we get a second leg up, we'll be gaining maybe a 1-6, 1-7 risk reward ratio on this one. And yeah, it's looking quite nice in my opinion for the breakout. Small position, start a position around this key level here today on the breakout. I will be looking to add if the momentum comes through above here. We average maybe around this level, and then we'll see how it pushes for 94. But that's really what I'm looking at with Bitcoin right now. Ethereum. So very similar setup here with Ethereum, but Ethereum broke out of the channel, I think about a week ago now. So we've had a different formation, actually 3 weeks. We've had a consolidation zone here. I end up buying around the 3,000 zone. I'm looking to add another around this level if we get a nice confirmation to double up. And then the idea is, again, are we developing a new higher high? Okay, so we had this leg up coming back down. So we had 1, 2. Are we going here again? We have to see. I think the road to 3,400, 3,500 is quite clear. There is a major resistance there. Once we clear this zone, it's quite clear that we can go to that level. And I think we can go all the way up to 3,700 around this area here. And I'll draw why I'm seeing this as a key level so you guys understand my logic. This is a dense area, okay? So here we've had previous resistance and previous support. So we have previous resistance and previous support. And I think this is where we would probably see some resistance if we get a decent move on this. If we get a decent move. Remember, we're coming out of a bearish move, and trend reversals are quite tricky. The structure is there. The idea is right. The risk reward is good, 1-4. So I think traders will be trading this. Whether there's momentum, we have to wait and see. But I think it can do quite well. And it looks quite nice. And I was willing to take some risk here. And I'm looking to take an add-on in position around this level again, just to add some extra size. Chiliz is one of the ideas I traded a couple of weeks ago. And it was, in my opinion, a leader where we had some nice momentum around this level. I could have been a bit tighter on the stop loss. I ended up buying an original position here, and I never really added. So I usually like to add on the continuation plays. So that would have raised my SL to around this level, and then we would have had a tighter risk, a better risk reward ratio on this one. But you know, I'm looking at this as a long-term play. If it sets up properly, it will get resistance around 0.055 for sure. I know that for sure. But how it reacts to that level is the key here as to whether it will develop a alt season like move, breaking monthly barriers and levels. So it looks quite nice. It's one of the few trades that I had prior to buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. I also bought Zcash, which I shared in the trading community. All of these ideas, by the way, are shared, and trades are shared with complete transparency in the Discord group. So feel free to join. Here you have the structure developing here, breaking, and then we had the initial momentum. And what I'm looking for right now is this bounce around this level. The reason why it's not moving that well is because we had a sell-off here due to cash moving into other alts at the moment. So maybe we wait for a little bit here, consolidate, then it breaks up again for another leg. This is what I would like to see at least for the next leg, and then we achieve maybe a 1 to 3 on this one as well. Uni was quite nice for a trade here, and I think it's still developing quite nicely. So I have this on a watch list. World Liberty looks quite nice as well. So World Liberty looks quite nice as well. I just need to show you guys the chart and the development here. Let's see. So we had the initial breakout. We had a dip. We are now looking for that continuation play as we're targeting this zone. This is the zone I'm targeting initially. Let's get you this zone here. That's the initial zone. We'll get some resistance there, maybe build another leg up. That's the idea with World Liberty here. Small position in this one as we're waiting to add to the portfolio with other ones. Okay, that's crypto. Now we can go to stock. We'll analyze stocks quickly. Right, so as you can see, it was expected here we were going to get this kind of move. I expected it to be part of this huge distribution that I'm seeing so far, and a retest of the all-time high, or just an extension above the all-time high, a dip. And what I would like to see is a bounce here. Today, when we go to the US 500, we are seeing that bounce. And now I would like to see that overextension to around the 7K zone for the next week or so. Maybe trapping more bulls in this move, and then let's just make this a little bit bigger, and then the move failing or dipping again. A 7K zone, 7.2K is quite a significant move there, in my opinion. Right, so we have that. We have the Nasdaq also selling off a little bit here, but showing the weakness around this trend line, this standard trend line. We need this trend line to break, and we need this other one to hold. You see here, right, sweet spot, trend line rejection, comes back down, and then we need this level to hold here for a continuation. We do US 100 as well, just to see how it's doing pre-market. Nice bounce, and we need, again, a trend line to break and then push a little bit higher. The Russell 2000 looks like a failed move, and we will go a little bit low, I think. Needs a bit of time here. We'll see how it goes. Right here, US 2000, like just bouncing around this level here. And then the VIX dropping today after some rejection or holding off around this zone. The VIX is quite low, and if we really want a bullish move, I think we would have to see another dip back down to around 13 and even lower here. It's quite a tricky moment in terms of the volatility, but it's looking like there is a bit of greed in the market again, although there's a bit of volatility at the end of the year, sell-offs at the end of the year. The greed is, I think, there. And then we have the Dixie, which I've been monitoring for the last 3 months, since the 22nd of September, when I sold off my crypto, which was around here after the double bottom of the dollar. I want this trend line to reject and push down. Okay, so far we have pierced through, and we now could go even higher on the dollar. I want that to reject for a little while, maybe hold off a little bit here for the rotations, but it's looking okay even with the dollar rising. The US 10-year bond is another one that I'm monitoring here for the risk on, risk off effect. We had a bit of a spike here on the Wednesday. That's why we had a bit of a sell-off. Went risk off on the markets, sell-off, and then now we're going back on to risk on with this sell-off on the 10-year bonds and a move higher in the stock market. Still a mixed bag in my opinion. It's not really setting up perfectly here for some trades. But one of my better performers that I bought about, I think it was on the Wednesday or the Tuesday, it was Baidu. We've seen this move really, really well. As you can see, 3 days and then we've gained. So we end up buying on the Monday actually. Here, spike up, move, breaks out. Now we already made a 1 to 3.5 here. Okay, so we made that. We have eBay. We have eBay. Excuse me. Which we bought as well on the breakout. Looks quite good. As you can see here, big sell-offs, big sell-offs here, and we just have to see whether they're bouncing today. I might have to trim some positions, sell some of them in loss. It's part of the game, you know. Manage a portfolio. That's all you have to do. Tesla sold off a little here, but we end up selling some at these top levels and took some profit. Overall, the portfolio is looking pretty good. We just need this bounce. Today we've gained about 3%. So first day of the year, we've gained about 3% on the bounce. But we lost that in the previous 3 days. So whether that's short-term momentum, we have to see. I would like to see this move a little bit higher here and continue further up. But let's see, step by step. Right, that's it for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and follow me on all social medias. I do provide smaller, shorter videos on Instagram and TikTok. I also plan to do some lives on TikTok, so go subscribe on TikTok and Instagram there for those lives where I take questions, Q&As, and so on. If you guys are looking to improve your trading, become a profitable trader this year, if you've had enough of losing, if you want to just gain an extra edge, if you're already profitable, what you should do and what you can do is join the Trend Hunters community. It's £15 a month for the novice trader community, where you get my watch list, you get my market analysis, you get my market analysis, and you get my occasional 1 or 2 ideas that I share there for you guys to take. If you're looking to take a further leap forward, I provide a apprentice trader group where you learn my strategy and you take the time to develop your skills, as well as see my trades with complete transparency. Remember, guys, I was and I am in the US Investing Championship. I've performed fairly well. I'm in the top 14 traders there. It's been a difficult year for swing trading, but I'm consistently profitable, and I made over 70% in stocks and over 130% in crypto last year. So I know a thing or two. So whether you want to join the entry level or you want to join the other group, you have to do it via joining the entry level first. And then the other group, we're setting up links to buy in within the community. So join the Novice Hunters first, get a feel of what we're about, what I share there. When you like the information, you like what I'm sharing, you can then join and become part of the group where you get to see all of my trades with complete transparency and be able to copy my portfolio throughout the year. Take care. Bye-bye.